Well, as you know, we're a $300 million nonprofit based in Nassau County, New York, and we provide services to developmentally disabled and autistic children and adults. We have 130 remote locations in Nassau County, New York, and we have about 5 or 6 primary business centers. Our old time and attendance system was ADP time and attendance. It was 10 years old. It's outdated. The technology is very expensive. The cost of an upgrade is very expensive. And the solution that they offered us didn't provide for the things that we needed. So we were looking at older clocks, an outdated software application, old polling methodology where we were polling clocks twice a day through phone lines, which is a very long process and can be somewhat unreliable at times. And so those are some of the challenges that we were up against. And we certainly wanted a biometric solution because we wanted to ensure that we were getting the employee punching in and out and ensuring that they were on site where they needed. Well, as I mentioned, we used ADP time and attendance clocks, biometric clocks. So we do have some familiarity with the technology. Our concern with moving into the cloud, obviously, was the use of wireless clocks and cloud technology, whether we were going to have any issues with that technology, especially with the amount of traffic. We're talking about people punching in and out at hundreds of locations, thousands of records a day. Well, we had some hesitations. I mean, you're a California-based company. We're a New York-based nonprofit. Certainly, the financial model of the company we wanted to take a look at, and we did. Your experience level in time and attendance systems, the reliability of the Somroli clock, which is part of your solution. All of those things were in the mix of concerns. System capacity with regard to having thousands of employees use this system, creating hundreds of thousands of records over time. We overcame them by doing some due diligence about the company, by setting up a pilot project, which we work with you on, to test out the clocks and the software in a limited rollout, 5 or 6 houses, to make sure that the technology delivered on what was promised. And so that is how we help to overcome those concerns. And we are rolling out the system in a phased approach, a managed approach that helps us as well. Working together close to a year now on this project. It took some time, obviously, to go through the vetting process of putting out bids and looking at other vendors, including ADP, and then going through a process of reviewing those proposals, making a decision. As I mentioned, setting up a pilot project and getting us to this point where we're now focusing on rolling out on a much larger scale. And we think it's been very effective. For one, the clock technology is endured, offers us more options. Obviously, we have wireless router setups in the locations we're talking about, and we're able to communicate with the clocks through that wireless technology. They send information up to the cloud. We're also able to find out from the system whether a clock has gone down or not, and take proactive action rather than waiting for someone to tell us a few days later. Your system sends us an alert within a half an hour, I believe, and then 2 more times after 24 hours and after 48 hours. The wireless technology fits in nicely with our environments because we're able to remove those phone lines. That's a minor savings, but it definitely is a savings. The polling isn't happening twice a day at slow pace. It's happening very frequently, and in fact, the clock is sending up information almost in real time effort, so that people using the system can see the information as it's being updated in the system, and check on punches throughout the day if need be. The software application, obviously being 10 years younger, is much more enhanced with features and functionality. and we've been working directly with you and your staff to put our imprint on your development process, which is we've already developed some reports that are useful to us, and we've already recommended some system functionality, and there was an immediate response to improve the system. So we found the product to be very effective in solving our solution. Well, I think it can be effective in a number of ways. It's a lower cost model. We have found it to be a lower cost model for the technology, which is very helpful. We find it to be a reliable solution, and you are actively working with us as a partner to make improvements to the system and to make the system responsive to the needs of this environment. So I think it can be very helpful in that environment. The time clocks alone generally significantly less than other time and attendance vendors are charging. The large time and attendance vendors like ADP and Kronos are charging for their clock. I think that for one, it's a reliable time and attendance solution. You're very responsive to our needs. It's an internet-based solution, which is very helpful. It's obviously out in the cloud, so that we have people at remote locations who could use an internet browser to access the system at various points during their pay period and at different hours of the day, which is very convenient. And the fact that the clocks can hold 10,000 fingerprints, we had limitations in the past of 2,000 fingerprints. We have staff that roam from one location to another and may hold multiple positions. And so that flexibility is very important to us in managing time and attendance. I would say that the software, for one, meets our needs and is an ongoing development. The cost savings on the biometric clocks and the low operating costs for the model, the software model, I think are three very important components as to why we chose the application and how it would save others money. Yes, I think that I think you're an emerging company in the time and attendance and employee solution field. I think you're using state-of-the-art technology and are open to enhancing both the system and the technology to continue upgrade the system and to keep it at the top of the list. So I think we're going to have a very good and long relationship. I would basically tell them that our relationship has gone very well. We work with you as a very professional and organized manner. That the company presented itself from the bidding process through the proposal right on through project implementation. I think we've had a very good relationship working with one another, and I think, as I mentioned before, you've been very responsive to our requests and to any issues that we brought up regarding any system problems. So I think it's been a very good relationship, and I would recommend it to others.